there is need for us to scrutinize the history and development of political parties in Nigeria. And that is why we need to expose you to the third and fourth political parties in Nigeria. So this is the topic for today. And it is expected that by the end of this lesson, you should be able to first discuss the Third Republic political parties in Nigeria, highlight any 5 political parties in the Fourth Republic, and also you should be able to discuss the achievements of the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP. Let's look at the Third Republican political parties. The Third Republican political parties started with the man you can see here, General Ibrahim Babangida. He promulgated the transition to civil rule. And this civil rule is all about election. And the election was conducted by NEC. 2 political parties emerged. And they were the SDP, that is Social Democratic Party. And the presidential aspirant of this party was Chief MKO Abiola. And again, there was another political party, which is the NROC. NROC means National Republican Convention. And the flag bearer of that party was Bashar Tofa. You can see the picture of Bashar Tofa. However, after the end of the election, or before the conclusion of the election, it was annulled by General Ibrahim Babangida. And this annulment of the election did not go down well with many Nigerians. And people felt so bitter as to why the election has to be annulled, owing to the fact that the candidate of the SDP, that is Abiola, had gained massive votes in the June 12, 1993 election. And there were massive protests, especially in Lagos. Abiola has this to say after the annulment of the election.
Meanwhile, a defiant MKO stood his ground, refusing to accept the annulment, and declared himself president.
Assuming there was good faith on the part of government, all matters relating to the election should have gone to the tribunal set up by law for such cases, and should only have been initiated by persons or bodies that had genuine interest in the election. Instead, we are being told that the judiciary behaved so badly that I, Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, should be penalized for his conduct. It is incredible. In view of all this, I find the conclusion unfortunate but inescapable that the federal military government is guilty of bad faith, pure and simple. No one has accused me of any offense against any known electoral law or regulation. The people of this country went to polls on Saturday, June 12, 1993, and without let or hindrance chose me as their president. Didn't they? Yes.
Of course, the annulment was done by Ibrahim Babangida. He didn't care or bothered whether or not Nigerians were happy or not. However, he had to step aside after the annulment. Let's look at some feedback questions. Number 1, what was the presidential candidate of the SDP? And number 2, what were the 2 political parties in the Third Republic? Do these questions in your notes. If you don't understand these questions, you can watch the video over and over again and then try attempting the questions. Now let's look at the Fourth Republican political party. The Fourth Republic started with the General Abdulsalami Abubakar, and it was in 1999 when Abubakar gave way for a civilian government. And this brought about the end of military rule and regime in Nigeria, as Abdulsalami Abubakar handed government over to Olusegun Obasanjo on May 29, 1999. INEC registered 3 major political parties. Of course, when we talk of INEC, it means Independent National Electoral Commission. 3 political parties were registered. And these 3 political parties that were registered by INEC competed for the elections in 1999. And these parties include 1, the People's Democratic Party. And the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP, who later won the elections held in 1999. Again, there was also APP, which later changed its name to ANPP, which is the All Nigerian People's Party, and as well as the Alliance for Democracy AD. Now, the candidate for the PDP was Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who emerged as the winner of the election. At the end of the election, the PDP, that is the party of Olusegun Obasanjo, won 21 states, ANPP 9 states, and AD 6 states. So PDP cleared the elections in terms of the presidential election. Now, again in 2003, the general elections were held in April and May 2003, and 30 political parties were registered. Among these parties also was the PDP. We had other political parties apart from PDP, though PDP also won the election. ANPP was also part of the parties that participated. Of course, ANPP was very popular in the northern part of Nigeria. Even though it didn't win the election, it was a major opposition in the election. In the end, PDP controlled 27 states, ANPP had 7 states, AD was having 1 state, and APGA, All Progressive Grand Alliance, that is APGA, controlled just 1 state. And let's look at the 2007 election. The 2007 election also, INEC registered 50 political parties. Among these 50 political parties was also PDP, APGA, CPC, ACN, and the rest. PDP also won this political party, though many political candidates, that is, the party candidates, were not happy with the outcome of the election, as some challenged the outcome in the courts. Again, let's look at the 2007 election critically, and we could see that the election was won by Alhaji Umar Musa Yar'Adua, the candidate of the PDP. Although Yar'Adua admitted that the election was marred with lots of electoral fraud and misconduct, if you like, malpractices, he, however, promised that he will improve in the system. His running mate then was Goodluck Jonathan. That is, he was the vice president after they were sworn in on May 29, 2007. Later on, Goodluck Jonathan emerged as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria after the death of Alhaji Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Subsequently, there have been other elections in Nigeria too. And one of them was the elections that was held in 2011, which was contested between Goodluck Jonathan and even General Muhammadu Buhari. Jonathan won that election with a landslide, even though General Muhammadu Buhari was not pleased with the outcome of the elections. And again, in 2015, there was also an election between Jonathan and Buhari, and Jonathan lost the election, being the first person to lose an election as a sitting president. Also, Buhari contested election also in 2019 with Atiku Abubakar, and PDP lost that election to Buhari. Now let's look at some of the conclusion. Again, in conclusion, you will see that political parties have led to the development of Nigeria. At least it has provided and made room for constitutional development and also political education of Nigerians, as well as the formation of government. So we cannot just wish away the importance of political parties in Nigeria. Now let's look at evaluation questions. Discuss the Third Republic political parties in Nigeria. Highlight any 5 political parties in the Fourth Republic and enumerate the achievements of the People's Democratic Party. Now do this assignment in your notes until we meet again in our next class. Do have a wonderful time to yourself. Goodbye and thank you very much.